Do you struggle to make decisions? I want to talk about this today. Welcome back to the Self-Esteem Confidence Mindset. I'm talking about decisions today because I know a lot of people struggle with them. And I've certainly been there. Been in many places where it's like, what decision do I make? Do I do this? Do I invest in this? Do I go that way? And I don't know if I'll get to a point where I'm like, bang, I know every answer to everything and make decisions that quickly. I do strive to be closer to that, with common sense, of course. But it's like something that's really helped me is my ability to make decisions for myself. Earlier this year, I probably went for one of my best experiences of my life in going to California. Because everything was beautiful about this experience. And then I went to Spain. That was also awesome. And I was like, honestly, I'd invested in a lot. Like, I'd done a lot. And I was just like, I want to go. I decide I'm going. And that was one of my most powerful things I've done for myself. I certainly didn't buy a first class ticket after all the things I'd, love to. But it was like I made the decision. And as someone who's done sales, and again, not the world's best salesperson by any means, I've trained in it, I've had my up and downs, right? But like, I see successful people versus people who are unsuccessful. And the people who are successful make decisions very well. They're like, right, I'm in, and even if it doesn't work out, I'll be okay. Because I know what I'm doing right now doesn't work. Unsuccessful people tend to hesitate, and they're still looking like a year later when they come back, right? So the ability to make decisions is really, really key. Even when I've invested in something or tried something that's not worked, that's got me closer because I've made some kind of movement. So that's what I really recommend sitting with yourself, thinking about. So here's some tips on making decisions. There's a great quote from Napoleon Hill that says, successful people make decisions very fast and change them very slowly. Unsuccessful people make decisions very slowly and change them very fast. I think that's very, very true. Like, it doesn't mean you're going to get it 100% right, but you're definitely not going to get it right if you keep doing what you're doing and not changing things. Like, even if it's a no straight away, no, that's not right for me. That's a decision. Yes, that's right for me. And even if it doesn't work out, I'm glad I've tried. That's a decision. I don't know. I need to think about it for several. That's not a decision. Right? So this is what I'd recommend. Number one. Now, obviously, do weigh up the pros and cons very quickly in your head and understand it, what you're getting yourself into, of course. Number one, practice every single day. Practice decisions as much as possible. So I'll ask you what food you want. Like, I caught myself doing this the other day. I went for lunch with one of my mates. We were in a restaurant, and me and him were like, want that one. I'm like, I need to make decisions a lot quicker here. So I went bang, okay. He was like, oh, I don't know about the calzone or this pizza, and I went for the other pizza at the end. I was like, bang, all right? I was catching myself hesitating. But little things like that make decisions regularly. Number two, think about what is the worst case scenario, because often it's not that bad. Our brain makes it a lot worse, right? Okay, maybe there's some things that, it's like, decision, do I jump in this cage with this shark? Now, that's obviously the worst case scenario. You know what you're not going to be alive anymore, right? But often, like, if I invest in this program or this coach, what's the worst case? Well, I might have just put a little bit more debt on myself that I'll pay off a little bit longer, and it's not right for me. And if they give you like a money back guarantee and you've gone all in, you'll probably get that back anyway, all right? But it's like people get into debt from like mortgages and stuff like that, all the time. So just think about it. It's like, worst case scenario, what is it? Like, it's usually not as bad when you write it out. And then number three, the tip I'm going to say is use your instincts, feel into the body, not the mind, but use the mind as well. So it's like, this feels very, so for example, if you're like, decisions, I'm using examples of financial ones, right? That you're going to buy something that's going to help you, like coaching program, something like that, because I've done that typically. Right. Say like, I get this program and it's 100% what I need. I feel good. And it's like £1,000,000 or dollars, right? And you have like 10 grand in the bank. Okay, obviously the logic then would come in and be like, I don't have that money, right? Understandable. But let's say it was like 10 grand, right? And instinct, you're like, this is 100% right. It feels so good. And then the mind's like, oh, it's a little bit of a stretch. Use the mind to figure out, okay, I could do a payment plan. I could pay it off longer. I could do this. I could do that, right? So go with your instinct, but also bring in logic as well. That's what I'd recommend in terms of making a decision. But it's not about being impulsive, but listen to your instincts a bit more and get better at making smaller decisions quicker. So it's like you pick the wrong food at a restaurant, you know, the worst that can happen is you won't enjoy what you ate as much as the other thing. You decide which top to buy, right? The worst case scenario is I bought the top, like the wrong top so many times anyway, and it looks crap when I get home. That's the worst case, right? So make decisions more often, because then it will help you make the bigger decisions a lot better. So that's what I got for you today. Thank you so much for listening, and remember to lead with your heart and not with fear.